What's up, everybody? It's Peyton Mansell.
I'm Jaden Rye.
And we're here for the third round of the 11th annual Crosstown Throwdown, presented by Meridian Discs, Dyches Tasby, Dr. Michael Mansell, Rome Roofing, Discaholics, Storm Nation, Magnolia Realty, Jorge Rangel, AAA Straight Bait, Game Nights, and Armory Disc Golf.
Let's get on to the final round. Alrighty, getting right into it. We got hole 1 out here at Lions Park. It is a 739-foot par 4. There's a lot of OB late, so you're kind of wanting to land right around this cart path, just not on it. And then from there, you've got about anywhere between 400 to 300, basically, into this tight green. So tricky little par 4 to start, but it's also not asking for a whole lot. So let's see how it plays out.
Congratulations, guys. First up on the box with the lead, combined score of 106, Jaden Rye.
So you're first up on the tee, Jaden. What are you throwing here?
I'm just taking my Ricky Enforcer, something nice and stable, just trying to kind of pitch something out there, not go for a whole lot of distance, and just leave myself the exact same disc into the pin.
Yeah, it was a lot calmer today, as you can kind of see from the flags. We had a bit of a ripping wind yesterday, so a little bit more tame wind-wise today. That's about just where you want to be.
Next up on the box, Elijah Cleary.
Next up, we got Eli. He's behind Jaden, but kind of in striking range, but it would definitely take a lot for him to, make a move.
Yeah, here Eli, I believe, is ripping his Silver Lot Rive. Nice, slightly overstable distance driver, and this is exactly what you want.
Yep, he definitely pushed a little bit further, but it's kind of just all personal preference there about what shot you want going into the green.
Main thing is just to keep it in bounds, and that's exactly what he did.
We got Sam DiCarlo here, really good player out of Austin, as you guys saw yesterday.
Yeah, he'll be ripping a destroyer here off the tee, just basically trying to follow Eli's line.
And that's exactly what he does. Gets a slight flip up, pushing that left side maybe just a touch more, but I mean that's exactly where you want to be.
Prime position.
Now we got Zane. Jaden, you played with Zane. I don't think I've ever gotten an opportunity to play with him.
Yeah, Zane, a good buddy of mine out of Fort Worth. We've had plenty of battles together. Very good player, and got a lot of distance to his game. So.
Yeah, you can see that here. He just puts an absolute move on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really testing that left side OB right there, but setting himself up good for his next shot.
Good spot. Yep, I'm going the exact same Enforcer I threw off the tee. Like I said, just nice and smooth, and just throw 2 identical shots back to back, and made the correction from round 1, put it a little bit closer.
Leaving yourself probably, what, a 20-footer?
Yeah, something like that.
Got Sam up here. He's probably got about 300 into the green. He's just going to push that right side OB and just let that swing in.
That also looks
a little bit deep, but
yeah. He left it short in round 2, so he was also looking to make a little bit of a correction and just overcorrected there.
I'm assuming Eli's going like felon right there. Or...
Yeah, I believe so. He was ripping 2 of those yellow discs, so either felon or culprit. So Zane just tossing a nice, easy spike hyzer out there, and
it's about as good as it gets right there, leaving himself about a 15-footer.
Yeah.
Always a weird distance, the first hole, to leave yourself that 30-footer.
Yep. Just inside the circle here. Look for birdie.
Oh.
And, I got the
spit through today.
I got the ring pop yesterday, so I decided to hit less chains today.
Eli, he's just been off a little bit this entire tournament, looks like.
Yeah, Eli told me that this was his first time playing on a lead card at an A tier, and to do it back-to-back days on coverage was pretty impressive and a lot of fun to play with him. So, just shaking off the nerves a little bit.
We got hole 2, sponsored by Texas Farm Bureau Insurance and Dyches Tasby. So this hole is a touch different than what it looks like on the drone footage
here. It's a lot
here.
Longer. You put it way back on the berm on the left.
This basket is actually about 200 feet back left. You can kind of see it in the left corner of your screen right here. Just making it a little bit more of a par 4.
It's a legitimate par 4.
It's a legitimate par 4 now. So let's see how it goes. Jaden with a good birdie here. Looks like you're going honor.
Yeah, I'm just going my slightly understable honor, just putting it flat, letting it just drift right, and not even testing the out of bounds left at all. It's exactly what I want there.
Yeah, that OB left on the backhand definitely comes into play. It's really easy to push something left.
Yep.
Zane looks like he's going basically the same route, maybe with a little bit faster disc.
Yeah, he's throwing his well-seasoned halo right there, and that thing was moving.
Cooking, and just kind of landed in a, I don't even know what that is, if that's hay or...
Yeah, Eli's forehand just a little bit low here, but it is a shorter par 4, so he can still push for a birdie if his footing is solid.
Yeah, definitely still attackable. You don't really need to get a bunch of distance, and Sam kind of pulls this one right a little bit.
Able to get through and is in fine spot, just a little bit shorter than mine, even going through a tree. So
yeah. Eli just with some weird footing here, but it looks like he's maybe trying to push for a birdie. He leaves himself about a 35-footer.
Yeah, probably a step or two outside circle. So he's gonna have a decision to make with the OB right behind the basket for sure. But definitely in his wheelhouse. He's a very strong putter. So
Sam with a quake here, I believe, and that's just pin. I mean, that's about as good as it gets.
Drop in birdie on 2. I'm tossing my slammer here.
Trying to ring it up, or you just...
I'm not messing with that OB.
Yep, that's about as good as it gets, too.
That's all I wanted.
Zane here with kind of a weird look.
Yeah, very unfortunate. Asking for it to sit.
And that's just what this hole will do if you're not hitting the berm. Just really easy to leak OB.
Yeah.
Eli with a really, really good bounce back putt right there. And then we got Zane here putting for par.
Yeah, that was a nice scramble for birdie from Eli there.
Yeah, especially after starting with a missed putt.
Yep. There you go. Catches on the left side, in for par. No damage done for Zane. You'd definitely like to get that, but...
It's also tough when you've gone 2 for 2 right here, and now you've got even more strokes on Zane.
Yeah, for sure.
Got hole 3 sponsored by Cody Kilgore and Storm Nation. Make sure if you have any roofing needs, you hit up Cody. So hole 3 is a pretty soft par 4. It's only about 526 feet. You can definitely get some eagle bids out here. The play is basically just throw either a backhand flex shot, or you can even throw a forehand. I think there was 1-2 the entire tournament on it. So let's see how it plays out. So going into hole 3, you've got a 4-stroke lead over Eli. What are you throwing here?
I'm throwing my general. Made the adjustment from yesterday and throwing something a touch more stable, flatter, rather than trying to go hyzer flip, and that is lots better than smacking one of the first trees like I did yesterday. So.
Yeah, like I said yesterday, I mean, it's pretty easy to get up and down even if you hit something, but, you know, you also have OB right behind the basket.
Exactly. It's one of those attackable par 4s where the big arms can definitely kind of push for that eagle and give it a little bid, but can get a little bit out of hand if you don't, if you aren't smart with it.
And we actually had 1 eagle today, and that was from Blake Whitehead, which, I mean, not shocked. I mean, when you can throw it that far with a forehand. But
yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Zane just absolutely ripping this one. He's going to definitely have a look for a 2 here, and that would be a great little jump for his round, just to kind of try and close that gap.
For sure, especially after the par on the last with everybody else on the card taking birdie. So Sam leaving his upshot probably about 25-ish, 30. Definitely not what you want, but Eli almost thrown it in once again.
Is that a slammer?
That is a slammer. He almost did it round 2. I've just got a little jump putt up to the basket.
And Jaden does not like birdies because he decided to throw his OB.
Yep, the easiest hole on the course both days.
Looks like Zane saw what you did and said, I'm good with the birdie.
Dude, I had a tailwind and I put it up there.
Oof. High left.
Not what you want.
Yeah, definitely one of those that you've definitely seen stick, but one of those that, like, when it doesn't go in, you're like, okay, I got it.
Also doesn't help that you're looking at a slightly older basket with some rusty chains, and I've had my fair share of spit outs just right in off the pole on this, so.
Just don't hit the chains and you'll make it.
Yeah, exactly. So I got a slight tester for my par here.
A little pitch putt action.
Yeah, a little bit high.
Sneaking it in.
Slightly left. Not what I wanted after par in this hole yesterday as well. Like I said, this is probably playing as one of the easiest holes on the course, and I've parted both days out of here.
Got hole 4 sponsored by Dr. Michael Mansell over at Belton Family Dental. if you have any dental needs, make sure to go and hit up my dad.
Yeah, Dad, I need you to fix my teeth.
Hole 4, it's actually an island hole. It's about 277 feet. Pretty straightforward. The island is a little bit tighter on the left. Eli getting a stroke back from Jaden right there. He's only down 3.
Yeah, we got a pretty straightforward island shot here. Just Eli ripping a culprit there, and basically just trying to get it in bounds on the island and make your putt. It's simple as that. So
yeah, everybody's just gonna probably throw the same line here. Just playing the hyzer. You're playing your felon here, right?
yep, I'm just taking it high, spiking. I don't really want a whole lot of ground action. Just really trying to just play some lawn darts.
Yep. Sam's lining up his shot. Looks like he's going quake, I believe.
A little bit wide, not quite swinging, but it's low enough to kind of get a little bit of a skip back, and he'll have a circle's edge putt for his birdie.
Yeah, back-to-back days where everybody in lead card makes the island. So Sam's probably got about a 30-footer right here, and just leaks it right a little bit.
Sam's a very strong putter. That was a very uncharacteristic miss for sure.
And that's a really good bounce back there after getting the par on the last hole.
Yep, felt good. Felt good for sure. Now Zane lining up. Probably just a disc flip inside of mine. So wind's picking up a little bit, so he's thinking about it.
Yeah. And if you haven't been to Lions, these bottom holes are kind of in a bowl. Yeah. So you definitely get some swirling winds. And Zane just leaked his left side a little bit. And that's just right side. That's actually back-to-back days where Eli's missed a birdie putt on this hole, but
yeah,
I'm sure he's going to bounce back.
The wind was swirling today. It wasn't as strong as it was the last 2 days, but it was moving in different directions. And Zane and I had pretty much the exact same putt, and the wind had flipped in between our 2 putts. So it's one of those things that just kind of gets in your head and everybody's kind of thinking about. So after losing a stroke to 2 people on the card on the last hole, I got them all back.
Got hole 5 today. It's actually a combined hole. It's if you're from Temple and you've played this course, it's actually hole 5 to hole 6's basket. And this hole is sponsored by Jaylene Holman with Magnolia Realty. If you have any real estate needs in Central Texas, make sure you go hit up Jaylene. Yeah, it's a pretty straightforward hole. You've got to go right of this light pole that you can't really see in the frame. But most people are either just going to throw a forehand, just play for about a 350, 360 foot upshot. Jaden just went spike hyzer, just leaving himself probably about a 380 foot shot with some weird footing.
Yeah. Got a little bit more of a push left than I did the previous day, but still in a fine spot.
Eli going with the forehand.
Yeah, that's just his same drive that he was ripping all over this course.
Zane's going big hyzer, just trying to follow your line, hopefully land in a spot that has just slightly better footing.
Yep. Looks to be pretty solid.
The only way really to get aggressive here is just to go turnover.
Yeah, the wind, we had a slight right to left wind, so those turnovers and forehands are kind of just getting smacked down, and it's just one of those things where it really wasn't worth it, especially with the OB coming in late.
Yeah. You're throwing felon?
Nah, I'm throwing my enforcer again. Just nice and smooth, high right, just trying to play into a nice circle 1 putt, and just left it a little bit short, so have a little bit of meat left on the bone, but
Sam's probably got about 380 here, slightly uphill, weird footing. Got some guardian trees.
Slipped on the dead grass there, but still ended up in a good spot. Skipped out a little bit, so he'll probably have a 25, 30 footer.
I don't know what Eli's doing here.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It might be the drive again, but
just getting pin high.
Yeah,
so
pulled it a little bit right. He'll probably have like a 40 footer, 45 footer maybe. Putting uphill slightly. Zane just going a nice smooth hyzer and putting it to about 15 feet, 18 feet.
Yeah, it's hard to see on the video, but this basket's actually slightly elevated. So if you're landing where Eli was, you're actually putting up a little bit.
Yep. And you can kind of see that wind kind of swirling, catching Eli's putt, taking over the top, dropping Sam's. So this is a nervy little tester coming back from par.
Great putt.
Yeah, fantastic putt.
I've been really surprised with Eli how well he bounces back after a missed putt.
For sure. That one just kind of slipped out of my hand a little bit, low left, but stayed close. So
Zane's getting a birdie here, which is really big for him. He's trying to tighten that gap a little bit.
For sure. Definitely a good feeling birdie after missing the last shorty.
Then we just got some tap outs right here.
Yep.
Going into hole 5. 6. Hole 6. We got hole 6 here. It's a 562-foot par 4. We have OB right and left, and this hole is sponsored by Discaholics. If you have any disc golf needs in Belton or Temple, make sure you go visit their store.
Great.
All right, here we got Zane just ripping a nice smooth hyzer with the Destroyer, just playing for placement. Very short par 4, not really attackable, also just not really worth it. So I'm just taking Enforcer, also doing the same thing. A little bit lower than I wanted, but anything inbounds in the middle is all you can ask for on this hole.
Definitely going to tweak this hole next year, either with some tighter OBs or even just pushing that basket back behind the tree, because I think this was the 3rd easiest hole on the day, which, I mean, all it is for these really, high-level guys is just hyzer, pitch up, make a birdie putt. So nothing too much that you got to think about, and that's why I think you're just getting a lot of the same shots. You're going slammer here?
Yep, just a nice easy slammer up to the pin, just trying to get it close, take the pressure off the birdie putt, and put it up to 12 feet or so.
Yep, and then you got
Eli doing the same thing with the slammer as well. Nice little correction off of yesterday, put it just inside of mine.
You got Sam going Quake, I believe, and he's not happy with that one. He leaks that one right.
Yeah, that's not what you want on a easy hole like this, but he's still edge of circle, so he still has a shot. Zane just throwing something really overstable. That might be his pig, if I'm not mistaken. And
he's gonna. Only way he's not getting a 3 though is if he hits his head on the basket.
Shoot.
Sam missing that one. He's still out actually, so this is a par putt and just not really what you want to see. Just you're going to be losing strokes when you're not getting a birdie on this hole.
Yeah, for sure. Sam putted really well yesterday, and it was just weird to see him kind of come out early and just leave a lot of strokes out there with the putter. But like I said, very good putter, so he'll bounce back, and we're all tapping out our birdies. So we'll have 3 birdies and 1 par here on hole 6.
We got hole 7 sponsored by Rome Roof and Solar. Rome is another roofing company in Belton and Temple, veteran owned, so make sure you guys go and check them out if you have any roofing or solar needs. Hole 7 is pretty straightforward, but man, this hill can be treacherous, especially with the OB left and long. Zane's going really aggressive spike hyzer here, which the only thing that introduces is this right here.
Oh, stay in.
Barely bringing it back in, right outside of circle. You're going...
I'm going Fusion Justice. I like a little bit straighter line at this to prevent that roll away. I let this leak a little bit early out of my hand. I didn't get enough pop. Eli making a disc switch from yesterday. He went a culprit yesterday, and this something's a little bit faster.
And that's just pinned.
Yep, that's exactly what you want. The straighter flight on this hole takes away a lot of that ground play action.
Sam's going right at it.
Ooh. Oh, wow.
That could have easily have rolled OB, but that's a great shot. Inches away from greatness right there.
Yeah. That's a fantastic putt from Zane there after getting the roll away.
And he probably didn't even know how scary of a roll away he had.
No. All right, so 2 birdies in, Eli in, and Sam will go tap out his ace run.
Got a little star frame action, almost a little bit better than a star frame, but that's a good bounce back from Sam right there.
For sure. That would have been a sweet ace.
No one else is going to come pick it up.
Got hole 8 today, sponsored by Mr. Ketchcam himself and local Temple legend Chapman Shoup. Thank you, Chapman, for everything you do for the Temple disc golf community, and thank you for grinding it out, playing and filming today. So hole 8 today is about 285 feet, probably plays about 250.
So yeah, going into hole 8, I've got a 4-stroke lead over Eli now, and Zane just ripping a spike hyzer here, trying to play into these trees. And
that's the danger with the backhand.
Yeah.
If you miss everything, you're matching the angle of the hill to where there's really nothing to slow you down.
Yeah. He went with the faster disc. I'm going with the harp here, just trying to play a low skipper. Pulled it a little bit further right than I wanted, but got a probably circle's edge putt. Looking at the downhill, so it's a little bit scary, but
Eli going a little bit more right at it.
Yeah, he's taking just kind of a neutral putter, just trying to play something straight, and I think he just left it a little bit short. Sam making the switch from yesterday. I believe he went forehand over the top, and now he's going backhand. And
this is just kind of the miss you usually see on this hole. Just you'll get a lot of forehands on this hole too, just kind of trying to play it into the hill.
Yeah.
Eli just playing the smart play.
doesn't want anything to do with running a tricky putt that can easily roll down or slide down. This dirt is very slick, so it's very easy for putters to slide down a little bit more than normal. So
Zane giving that a really good run.
yeah, Sam just kind of lobbing one up there as well, staying close. And now I've got a tricky little putt for birdie at the edge of circle.
Yep. Not the longest hole on the course.
No, that's what I really like about hole 7 and 8 back to back. Neither of them are very long, but two very tricky par threes that make you kind of think a little bit, and just two very good holes. So
we're gonna have a bunch of par putts here, and
Zane in for the bogey there after going out of bounds.
Yep.
So we'll have 3 pars and 1 bogey here on hole 8.
Got hole 9 today, sponsored by George. I have a question, Rangel. George wasn't able to play this year, but man, he helped out a lot behind the scenes. He supplied some baskets, he supplied some tables, he did some coursework. So thank you so much, George. Yeah, it's about a 931-foot par 5. Very, very attackable. There's a Mando in play and there's OB left, but I think you'll be able to see some of these guys get super aggressive and try and get an eagle here.
Still a long way with the wind.
Yep. So you've got a 4-stroke lead here. I know you eagled it yesterday. Are you thinking doing anything different with the lead you have, or is it just...
Nope, my game plan's the exact same. I'm taking a slightly understable honor, just popping it flat, letting it drift right, and just trying to do exactly what I did yesterday. And Eli's making a good correction here. He leaked his left out of bounds yesterday, and he put a rip on that one. That is going to be way up there with a good, in a very good spot to be able to push for that eagle. Sam
playing it really close to that tree and almost leaking.
He did hit the tree.
He did hit the tree.
Yeah, it was going to be turning a little bit, and it hit the tree and slowed it down. But stayed in bounds. Zane was putting a move on this wraith, and just a little bit low, but with his power, he is still well in range to push for that eagle. So
where Sam is, there's really no way to attack the green here.
Yeah.
You're kind of just playing for a birdie at that point.
Yep. You saw it yesterday with Eli playing from the exact same spot, but Sam stayed in bounds. Zane going high here, trying to attack the pin, and it's definitely not the best play just with all these trees, but he snuck through, and he's probably got himself a 40, 45 footer for the eagle.
You've got probably, what, like 430?
Yeah, 430, 440, just basically doing exactly what I did yesterday. A nice low general, and I knew it was real good out of my hand.
Got 20. That happy clap right there.
Oh, yeah. It felt really good. So Eli crushed his drive and just got a nice smooth forehand.
That forehand's definitely the easiest way to get through that gap, and that's about as good as you can get.
It's a very good correction from Eli there after taking the par on it, going out of bounds yesterday. So
Sam playing the skip and just not getting that skip.
That's a tough angle from over there. So
this grass isn't exactly skippy grass. It's pretty thick. Great eagle putt right there from you.
Back-to-back eagles on this hole. That one felt nice. And also another eagle from Eli there. So 2 eagles on the lead card, and birdie tap in from Zane here, and then we'll see a par putt coming from Sam, which I think he's under the basket. So not what you want whenever I'm winning by 4 and tap in an eagle, and the other guy's trying to chase me or tapping on birdies and pars, but.
We got hole 10. It's a 752-foot par 4, and it's sponsored by Game Nights. If you have any D&D needs or any other board games, make sure you go and hit them up. Yep, hole 10 is, not the hardest, especially with where the OBs are. Sometimes we'll play OB, creek and beyond, but that creek is actually dried up right now, so we're playing sidewalk and beyond. So kind of widens the fairway a little bit more. One of the tougher par 4s here, you got OB on both sides. Next year I'm going to definitely make the OB that creek. Just put a little bit more pressure on you guys.
I'm just ripping in enforcer here, just playing for position. It's really all about the second shot, but you still got to get quite a bit of distance. It's definitely not an easy par 4. So
a little bit easier today with there not being a bunch of wind. When this hole gets a headwind, it just gets brutal.
Yeah, I think we had a right to left slight headwind today. So
Zane just absolutely ripping that one. That's going to leave himself about 350.
he's going to have a little bit of a awkward footing over there. He's on that slight side slope that kind of runs down into the creek, but he's still very far up there, so should make for a somewhat easier shot. But
Sam shot right there, giving Chapman a bit of a scare.
Yep, I'm ripping the exact same disc I threw at the tee, Fusion Enforcer, hanging it wide, trusting over the OB, and that is
for birdie.
Exactly what I want. It's not an easy par 4, and to have 2 tap-in birdies on this the past 2 days felt great. So Sam leaving it a little bit low and short, but he's going to have probably a 45-footer for birdie.
Eli kind of trying to follow your line.
Yep, I believe this is
touch straighter.
I believe this is a Prince. So very nice shot from Eli. Exactly what you want. Trying to keep that gap close and keep some pressure on me. So
Zane's flipping up nice. Going to be just slightly left. It's probably that's right inside the circle.
Yeah. Here's Sam's birdie bid. Just a little bit short. Hasn't connected with the putter yet today, but
Zane's got about a 30-footer here. Would definitely like to connect there, which he does.
There you go. That's a good birdie.
Very confident putt from Eli right there, and you're going to be tapping in a birdie after Sam taps out this par putt.
Yep.
You got hole 11, sponsored by Armory Disc Golf. If you're in the College Station area, make sure you go hit up Armory Disc Golf. They've got a great selection of discs, and thank you for them for vending this weekend as well. Hole 11 is kind of a split fairway. You can go either left through the woods or you can go right, kind of where the drone is flying. Typically, if you're going left, though, it's because you had an errant tee shot. It's usually never I'm going left on purpose. I'm going left because I have to. Yep, it's a split hole, so we'll see how these guys attack it.
All right, we got a very tricky little 2-shot par 4 here, but I made the correction after yesterday, slipped off the tee box yesterday, and pured it today. So I'll have a pretty routine upshot to get up and down for birdie. And Eli, I think, leaving his a little bit left, not quite making it through the gap.
Zane just ripped this one. I think he's going to have a pretty easy up and down there. And you can see right here, this is how small this gap is that they're all trying to get through. Sam looks like he pures that one. He's probably going to be up around you.
Oh, yeah, that's fantastic. He's almost even looking at the pin with how far he is.
Oh, did Zane hit something?
I think he hit something a little bit, but he still was able to have a good swing, and he's throwing a nice spike hyzer here and puts that probably to 15 feet.
Yeah, the nice thing about even when you're out of position here, you got a pretty good landing marker with that dead tree right behind the basket.
As long as you have a swing, birdie is still kind of in play. So this is my shot. A little bit short, but I'll have a pretty open putt for my birdie.
Was that a harp?
Yeah, that was my harp. Nice and smooth, nothing too crazy, coming in soft. Sam, like I said, almost looking at the pin from up here.
And this is just one of those, this is probably one of the only baskets on the course to where if you're just off a little bit, you can be in C1 and still not even have a putt.
Yeah. It's a very tricky second shot. It's not a very long par 4, but very demanding. And Sam just leaves his putt a little bit high and actually stays up in the tree, but
still flying.
Yep. There's a birdie putt for me, tapping out, which that'll take me to a 5-stroke lead over Eli, who is the closest one to me.
Tapping out a couple pars here.
Yeah, I believe.
Zane looks like he's under the basket for his birdie, so he's going to be trying to rein in Eli a little bit.
Yeah, so here on hole 11, we'll have 2 birdies and 2 pars. There's Sam's tap-in par putt.
We got hole 12, 642 feet uphill, par 4. And this one is sponsored by AAA Straight Vape. If you guys have any vaping needs, go check them out. They're right next to Discaholics. So this one's 642 feet uphill. You can't see it in the drone camera, but there's OB right on the crest of that hill. So it kind of makes people decide if they want to get super aggressive and go left and make a much easier second shot, or they can go right over the trees and maybe not have the most easy second shot. So definitely some risk reward. So going into the only hole that you messed up yesterday, obviously you're taking the same route. Did anything change thought process wise?
Not at all. Just changed the disc, went a little bit more stable, and made the correction, and put the disc exactly where my second shot was yesterday. Or I guess technically third shot after going OB. Zane throwing hyzer over the top, just absolutely
murdered it.
Yeah, absolutely rips it. That'll be pretty open up and down. Eli trying to push that hyzer as well, a little bit low.
It looks like he just kind of says, I'm just going to throw it up the middle and hope for the best.
It's one of those things where if it gets over or gets through, it's, hey, I can birdie. If not, oh well. Sam leaks this hyzer a little bit early left, and that is going to stay out of bounds. He did cross up at the top, so he'll have a good spot.
Yep.
Eli, a little bit of tree trouble in his way, but
he just gets hit by one of those guardian trees.
Yeah, that's the one guardian that you got to miss with that swinging hyzer coming in. So he'll have a long putt.
And this is definitely where you would rather go OB at.
Yeah. Sam also connecting on that guardian. And he stays up in the tree. I've just got a justice here. Slight tree in my way, and I just left it a little bit early right. Kind of slipped out of my hand, but still circle's edge. So
that's going to be a scary putt looking right back down at the OB line.
Yep. Zane tossing the hyzer, smacking the pole, and gets a little bit of a rollout, but Eli did hit this guardian tree and roll back out onto the path. So
he was out on the path?
He was out on the path. Yep, there's a replay there. I don't know if you can really see it, but hits that guardian tree, rolls back out, is on the path, plays like a creek. So we're getting him a spot here, and he's going to have a tricky putt for his par, and Sam is up in that tree, and will also have a very tricky putt for his par as he went out of bounds off the drive. So.
That's a really tough break right there. So here's the question. Let's say his disc was in the tree over the OB. Is that technically OB if it's stuck in the tree?
Yes. Yes. If he is stuck in the tree over out of bounds, that is out of bounds. But Sam's is in the tree in bounds, and you'll see here in a second where we give him his spot. But if Eli's were to have hit the tree and stayed up in it and be hanging out over it, then yes, he would still be OB. So
gotcha.
Tricky par putt here.
Pitching it up, just taking his medicine.
Yeah. And that's going to make this race for third a little bit more intense with Elijah tapping out a bogey and Zane close for a birdie. So
yeah, I don't necessarily think any of them are really too focused on catching you at this point. I mean, it would take a major mess up from you to even put yourself back in range for them to catch you.
Yeah, and that was Sam's par putt, as like I mentioned earlier, went out of bounds off the drive. Here's my birdie putt, a little bit high left, but
that's a heck of a putt, because if that didn't go in, that was going to be about a 90-footer.
Maybe. I might have got caught in the tree and stayed out of bounds. Maybe. But Zane tapping out a birdie there, and he's going to be closing that gap with Eli taking a bogey here. So, and yep.
Got hole 13. It's a little bit different than what you see on the drone footage here. This basket's actually going to be left over the creek, or over the little pond. True par 4 now, definitely a two-shot hole, unless you're Charlie Moore and you can try and get there in one. So let's see how it plays out.
All right, I'm just ripping my enforcer here, just playing something nice and smooth, tossing out flat, working it, letting it work back left towards the water, and not trying to do a whole lot.
You didn't want to go for it?
Nope. I got a healthy lead. I don't need to be going for this one right now. So, but Zane's trying to put a rip on this. He's playing way outright, and as it soars past Chapman, it is.
You can kind of see it.
Yeah, there you go. It kind of leaks into a bush. That's going to be a little bit of a tricky up and down, but he is actually pin high with the basket where he's at. So Eli just tossing a forehand.
You can kind of see him. He went OB yesterday, so it looked like he was definitely trying to be just a little bit safer than he was yesterday.
He went a little bit smoother, a little bit softer. So nice little correction from him. Sam playing a very similar line to mine, just something real stable out and right, like it kind of work back left. And just kind of get that little trickle down into the bowl, a little bit close to the water. So
I went for this off the tee.
Oh gosh, I'm just I'm just going water skip again, and I actually somehow got a very big skip off the water, which I had never gotten before, and so I ended up going quite a bit long down the hill. Sam swinging a hyzer. I don't quite know where that landed, but Eli just taking a slammer here, hitting the hillside, and it's a little scary when you hit that upslope there, but stays close, and he'll have a very close putt for his birdie. And
Zane's pitching out from the fescue right there.
yeah, this is where Zane's pitch out ended up. He's just pitching up. Wants no business running that in here. Neither do I. Water behind it, headwind coming at us. Just don't want anything to do with something possibly like sliding OB or something like that. So
Great putt from Sam right there.
yeah. So here's going to be a birdie from Sam, and then Eli's got about a 12-footer for his birdie. So
It's a good birdie for Sam. He kind of stalled out the last couple holes, so it's definitely good to be of chipping back into that
it's a
battle
nice,
for second and third.
it's a nice bounce back too for Eli after taking the bogey on the last hole and going out of bounds on this hole yesterday. So just some tap out pars for Zane and I.
Hole 14 is kind of a forehand specific shot. You want to throw either a slight flex or you want to throw a hyzer flip up, or a lot of people even go fast and stable and play a stall. So let's see how it works out. You got hole 14, very, very specific shot shape. And there's really only two ways to attack it. You can either go low or you can do a stall shot over the top. Eli elects to go with the low route, and he kind of just leaks it out right.
Yeah. Sam going with his quake here, making the adjustment off of yesterday, and do it to perfection. Push those inside trees, got around them, faded in at the right time, and I'm going with my fusion justice here. A little bit higher than I would have liked, but got the same result as yesterday, another tap-in birdie. So Zane going low forehand and just pushing it to those back trees. That's very common out here on this shot. It's very easy to go early right where Eli's at, or push it too long where Zane's at. So
usually pretty easy to get up and down from the trees. The only time it really gets complicated is when you're in the middle of it.
yeah. So here on 14, Sam and I are going to be walking away with birdies, and Eli and Zane with some pars. So that race for third still is, or race for second is still up for battle.
Got hole 15. It'll look a little bit different after the drone. That basket is no longer there. It's a combined hole. I'm assuming the majority of these guys are either going to go forehand hyzer or they're going to go just stock hyzer. The play is to push it up, and then the basket's actually up on top of a little cliff that you'll be able to see in a moment.
He's going to get there. Just they took the drone through the line.
Yeah.
Most people went over to the right.
Yep. The most ideal landing spot is actually to land by hole 17's tee box. If you're too far right or left, it kind of limits to what you can do. So,
alrighty, Sam just going over the top. Good two-shot par 4 here. Just trying to get it out into the open and then play up to the top of the hill. And yeah, that's all you can ask for in this hole. So it's all about just not hitting anything early. So I'm just taking my enforcer, doing the same thing, and losing it in the sun there, but
landing in about the perfect spot.
Yeah, that's all you can ask for. Here's just stock shots for all of us. Nothing super crazy, just kind of taking something stable, rip it flat, and letting it just kind of fall out into the open field. So
yeah, playing middle of the pack in terms of how hard the hole is.
Yeah, it's definitely, the second shot is what makes this hole a little bit tricky. So you can just kind of toss out a good easy hyzer into the field, then set yourself up for upshot. And
I've got an idea of how to make this hole significantly harder next year, so that'll be...
Yeah, I'm a little bit further left than I normally prefer, and so I decided to go grenade over the top and thought the wind was going to kind of push it back left, but it didn't. So I leaked a little bit out left, but still inside the circle. Sam taking direct Plinko route, and that's what you want on this hole. Just get it up to the top. You don't want to leave yourself short because the trees short left and right are very grabby, and it's hard to get a putt out of that. But if you get to the backside, it's a fairly decent putt. I'm 28 feet here, but have nothing. I am straddled out as far as I can. Tried to pull my inner Peyton Mansell and horseshoe putt, but I'm not a very good horseshoe putter. So Everybody else on the card's got the birdie looks. Eli tapping out his birdie there. And Sam and Zane are also pretty close for their birdies.
Everybody getting a stroke back on you right here, but with only a couple holes left, it would take a lot for that to even matter.
Yep.
And then you've also got Chandler coming up on chase card.
Yes, he is. Chandler putting together a good final round, making a push for that second place spot. So, alrighty, we're gonna
Tap
see.
in par right here.
Yeah, par for me and birdies for everybody else.
Hole 16 is another combined hole. If you hadn't seen Lions Park before this, up top got pretty ripped up by the tornado, so we had a little bit of work to do and try and figure out what we were going to do for this layout. So we're actually going course hole 18 to 19. That's why the tee pad is a little bit misangled, and that's just because we're going to a different basket. So it's about a 400-foot dead straight shot. There's a bunch of different ways you can attack. You can go hyzer, flip up, you can go forehand, you can even go over the top. So,
All right, it's a very tricky par 3, tight gap, a little bit of weird footing too off the tee, but it's a good combined hole. This is a very good shot from Sam, getting through everything, getting himself for a putt.
very specific shot shape that you
For
need
sure.
to hit.
Dead straight. You miss right or left, this can be tough. Eli connects on tree on the right side, but kicks him back to the middle. Still have a long bid. Zane just going low laser, hitting it perfectly, skipping up. He's gonna have the circle 1 putt for his birdie. And after I parred the last one, I threw this early left.
At this point, are you feeling any nerves? I mean, have you looked at scores at all?
Yeah, I'm looking at scores a little bit. I know I got a pretty comfortable lead, and not really feeling nervous, but that is a fantastic putt from Elijah there.
Just corner pocket, just
Especially like you mentioned earlier with Chandler coming up from the chase card. I believe at this point he is probably 1 or 2 back from these guys on lead card competing for that second place spot. So that is a huge putt.
you've got about a 50-foot.
Straddle putt. Yeah, just trying to give that a little bit of a bid. If it goes in, great. If not, oh well. Like I said, I got a pretty healthy lead, so I'm just trying to finish things out and get it done.
Couple really good putts there.
Yeah, and on back-to-back holes, I have the only par, and everybody else in my card takes birdie.
It's going to be really interesting going into the last 2 holes.
Yeah, for sure. Especially with a fun hole 18.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my par putt. Keep me at 32.
Got hole 17. It's about 332 feet. Goes slightly downhill, so it probably plays a little bit closer to 300. Most guys will just throw a forehand, just try and push it straight and fade it out. Some guys will even throw a backhand turnover. Really not much danger. Just try and get inside putting range, really. Hole 17, you've got a very healthy lead, and this is pretty much a straightforward, hey, you're going to be throwing a forehand.
Yep.
You definitely want the birdie here, regardless of what score you're at. It's a very stock forehand for just about everybody who
sure.
should be on lead cards.
For sure. Yep. Zane taking the alternate route, going hyzer over the top. We do have a right to left wind, so it is helping this. And connecting on one of the last trees, but getting through and absolutely pinning this shot. So
Elite camera work by Chapman Shoop right there.
very nice. I pulled my forehand just a little bit and connect on a tree, so I'm going to have a mid circle 2 putt. But like I said, just trying to get this one into the clubhouse and finish it.
Yeah.
Make a few putts maybe, but no.
You've got 5 strokes to work with at this point. So
This is kind of where I, not mad about how they were missing a few easy birdies, but it's one of those things where I'm just kind of stepping back from the rest of the card and just kind of soaking it all in. But
Sam's just a little bit off with that putt. He's going to be tapping out a par.
Yep. 2 missed birdie putts from Sam and Eli there, and we'll have a tap-in birdie from Zane going over the top.
Yep, definitely. Zane definitely gets some style points there for going.
For sure.
Going massive spike hyzer.
That'll bring him within 1 of Eli. Don't quite know what happened there.
Eli's just trying to get in your head. Hopefully you missed this 5-footer.
Yep. All right. And we'll have 1 birdie here from Zane and pars from the rest of the card.
You got hole 18 here. We're going combined hole from course hole 1A's tee pad to hole 1's basket. It's 592 feet straight downhill. Probably plays about 530. You got OB right in the road, and then you've also got a flagged line left, OB. If you go OB anywhere, you're proceeding to the drop zone, which is the concrete hole 1. Last hole of the event right here. Looks like you've got first place pretty much wrapped up, but we've definitely got a tight battle for second.
Yep, and at this point, Chandler Kramer on the chase card, birdie his last 7 holes to get to 26 under, so Zane and Eli know exactly what they need to do to, wrap up that battle for second right here. So
Sam kind of looks like he's out of it for second place, so he's just playing the smart play, just trying to walk away with as much money as possible.
Same here with Eli, just throwing a forehand out and just trying to get up and down for that birdie, and even a par will get him that.
So here, I noticed you went backhand. Are you just, like, do you want the 2 to finish it?
I'm trying to go out in style. I've gotten sold a few times and just left my tee shot a little bit low. I, wanted to give the guys a little bit of a show to finish, but
everybody was disappointed if you weren't going for it.
I was going for it. Left it low, but I was going for it. So
got a slammer here from Eli.
Yep, a little bit short, but
that happened a lot. I was kind of surprised. There were a lot of upshots that just didn't really turn out great on this hole.
Yeah, and it's very easy with the ground right here. Very easy for things to slide far, and you kind of saw it yesterday, and you see it there. And
trying to get the 2.
No, if I was closer, I would have ran it, but just trying to wrap up my first 8-tier win. So there's a birdie bid from Zane, which not what you want to see with Chandler at 26. Eli missing this putt as well, but he will still have 1 stroke on Zane and Chandler. And Eli will be tapping out for a solo second here. So
yep. Sam's got about a 20-footer for birdie here.
Yep, good birdie from Sam there. Get him tied for 5th finish.
Everybody's tapping out, and you're about to tap out for your first 8-tier win. How'd that feel?
It felt really good. Doing it at home and in front of all my family and friends, so it was pretty cool feeling.
I was disappointed there wasn't champagne.
Yeah,
champagne popping.
Yeah, I guess I got to get better friends to go, kind of rush me with some champagne.
Let's freaking go!
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting your 2024 11th annual Crosstown Throwdown MPO champion, Mr. Jaden Rye.
Thank you, guys.
Take a picture.
Hey.
Great job, Dave.
Nothing much to say, but thank you to Armory, Discoholics, Meridian, all y'all putting all this on. It's been a blast, ton of fun, and first 8-tier win, and it feels good doing it at home. So thank you guys.
So Jaden Rye taking it down, taking home that trophy. It's actually going to be the last take-home trophy. We're going to be transitioning to a traveling trophy. So also getting a little fist bump from my daughter right there.
Oh yeah.
How'd it feel? What are you thinking at this point?
Oh, it felt good. I played solid all weekend, only had 1 bogey in round 2, and made the correction on it today, and just game felt easy. Like I said, home courses, and when the nerves kind of started setting in, it really didn't affect me a whole lot. I was able to just kind of go back to how I was practicing, and it just all kind of felt like muscle memory. So it felt good to kind of take down my first 8-tier win, and like I said, to do it at home and to also do it with a 6-stroke victory felt really good. So
yeah, well, congratulations. Thank you to everybody who made this event happen. First time that Crosstown Throwdown has been an 8-tier, and we will actually be we will have 8-tier status again next year. So really just trying to make it as big and as great as we can for the people of Central Texas. Thank you to all of our sponsors. Thank you to Justin Lawless and everybody else day of who did so much.